there. This is Jackie H. I'm back again with our next episode. Our last episode, we talked about our family upbringing at 2218 North Dodge Street in North Philly. And today we're going to talk about our family culture, which was very heavy in our home. So I want to give a definition, Gail, before we start, to the dictionary, Webster definition of culture. So it says, culture is a collection of shared beliefs, values, and behaviors that defines a group of people or our family.
And that shared is what got me.
Well, we was children. They called it shared, but we had no choice. We had to go along with their beliefs.
Okay, so it wasn't a share.
It wasn't shared.
We didn't agree.
So, what do you see today that you realize that was their culture, mommy and daddy? Start with daddy. What you think was his belief and his values?
Character. He stressed the point of integrity. Your word, showing up, and even if you got 1%, be or do the 100% of that. He believed in service, doing it as it should be done. No half stepping and no lacking. If you agree to do it, then do it all the way.
So where do you think, as we look back now, where do you think he got that from? Where did that develop from him from? Why was he like that, you think, today?
I think because the responsibility and accountability that he had from his family as the oldest child. He couldn't finish school, and he had to work to help support his family, because his father was sick. Okay. So as a young man, you just you know the importance of some things.
Okay.
And that's where culture derived from, because everybody brings their own culture and beliefs into situations, especially if this is what I came from, if this is what I experienced, then you create your own. And that's where that's where his culture came from, that he is still in us.
Okay, so that's his side. Now, what was mommy values and belief?
Mommy was the baby of 12. Mommy did what she wanted to do without any repercussion. So looking back over what she instilled, it was good. We counted it as faith, as a go-getter, but the repercussions she didn't tell us about.
Okay.
She didn't tell us about. That's us. She had one mind. It wasn't a shared. Whatever she wanted, whatever she did, it was about what mommy felt. And that wasn't explained along the way, because I got into stuff because mommy said, or mommy viewed or behaved as if everything surrounded what you thought, felt, or believed. But that's not reality.
So with daddy having this side and she had, so how did they, so you're saying that it was two different things going on in our home?
It was two different things.
Wow. Never looked at it like that.
So wherever one you lean toward, that's what we were. And all 6 of us have a portion, or either mommy or daddy, and those that was in the middle, which was confusion.
Oh wow! Okay,
I just made that up myself.
She just made that up. That's Judge Gail. That's her version of culture. So, but mommy was family oriented. Was that a set of values that she had, or she just because she made us do. I'm trying to see because I'm still dealing with this today. Of we do everything almost together. Where did that come from? Like why did we impose this on like so I was married. I lost my husband, but it's and you're still married. So we're trying to take these set of values or the culture that we came from. Now we're bringing it into our relationship. How do you separate? How do you form your own for your household when we have this strong beliefs that we have? We have like I wanted a man that worked. I wanted a man that had that set of values that daddy had with work ethic. So I was driven by that. Like if you didn't have that, oh, whoa, I didn't even give you a chance to come with your own set of beliefs or values. So I hear you as you said that we harm people by being strong, but then there's some beliefs and values I don't want to get rid of. So how do you balance? How did you balance
I
it?
think you just have to balance, and sometime before the balance come in, you're gonna be hurt. You're gonna lose. Cause in my marriage, um, it was plenty of years because he wasn't modeled after what I saw.
Right.
With not understanding what I saw, I wasn't. Daddy was quiet. My husband is not.
Yeah.
Daddy was a family man. My husband was a family man, but daddy didn't behave or do some things in the household. Daddy didn't smoke. Daddy didn't drink.
Mm-hmm.
Where I had a drinker.
Right. Right.
And mommy didn't tell me the repercussion of, because everybody can't hold their liquor. So she told me to pray about, that's where that strict, that religious
Our culture
come from.
Mm-hmm.
She said, pray that he'll get over it, because somebody in her family was an alcoholic and now he's a preacher. Well, I took her very word, but she did not tell me of the day to day.
Right.
She
Right.
didn't tell me that along with alcohol, it comes other things.
Well, she didn't know. That's the part while we're having these discussions now. You couldn't tell me what you didn't experience. They didn't come up in a home that did these things that they
Right.
believed in. So
Right.
it left us desiring this, but we have the totally opposite of what we was raised in. So it was hard. It was hard to come home and you come home to somebody that's drink, or you come home to somebody that don't go to church. That was very
That was our culture.
that was strict. I mean, it was a culture, but it was
right.
the culture. Like you going
Right.
out of here to go to church. So for somebody to say I'm not doing this or different from daddy,
Right.
I had a hard time in my marriage and people too
Right.
because of it, because
Right.
that was my
Right.
life.
And that's the difference between a culture and being sociable. Or we didn't even have that. It was our way or the highway. We didn't know that that's not reality.
Yeah. Yeah.
You bringing two people together from two different backgrounds or whatever you may say, how do you mesh it together?
Yeah.
It's no one.
Yeah. It's no one sided.
It's no one side. It's relationship.
Yeah.
It's shared.
Yeah. Right.
That's what you said culture was.
That's what
It's shared. We didn't have that shared.
It was our way or the highway.
And so you can mess up good people
Yeah.
not being able to relate.
Right.
That is two opposite. You can work it out.
Right.
You can work it out.
So I lost a lot of people, not only in the workforce because I couldn't do a lot of things. There was good people, but because of my heavy Christian culture, we didn't. We was those that if you didn't do what I do, I couldn't hang with you. We go outside to play with our neighbors because it was just, to me, I'm just saying how I feel. It was weird. It was weird because I love people, but because they wasn't in our culture, you couldn't. You had to separate. So how do you find today, as we are older, as we are sitting here today, how do you maneuver through that now? Because sometimes I still feel I still have a culture problem. Because if it's not what I think it should be, it takes me a while to try to blend with people.
Well, that's where we differ at because even coming up, I heard what you said. I heard what you say it should be, but I had my own mind. So
So
that
what mom and daddy told you, you went and did the opposite? That's what you're
I
trying to
did the
say?
opposite. I did the
Wow.
opposite.
Wow. Wow.
I did the opposite. I made my own way. I got bruises as a result, but I would rather any day take my bruises because today I still have a peace of mind.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, I didn't.
So you made friends. You had friends
I
that wasn't in all.
I did
Wow.
what I.
So that's why you were sneaking out the back door and doing
That's
all that stuff
why I
you do?
snuck. You wasn't.
Oh,
You.
can I talk to you for a minute about something? Like, I'm telling you that our culture was strict. So we had parents that they were strict, but they was kind of naive. Like they didn't know what we was doing. So you, what was the fourth step or the fifth step in our living room to go upstairs to the second floor? We had
A weak step.
A weak step. So my sister, who was trying to sneak out the house, would know to flush the toilet. I want y'all to, I don't know if I should be saying this to these young kids or not because they come up with something doing, but you knew how to time flushing the toilet and jumping over that weak steps to go do what you had to do because you was going against our family values and beliefs. Is that what you're saying to me?
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
This is the honest truth.
Wow. And then you got me into that because after a while I was your personal Uber driver to doing this stuff. Like they weren't no Uber back then, but that's what we was doing. We knew how to get around the strictness. So what I want to ask you, do you think being strict, do you think having all these beliefs staunched, is it good all the way to have it, or could you be a little lenient in it?
I think you need a balance.
You need a balance.
Because when you so heavy and strong arm, you will cause people to rebel or to find other ways. I call it creativity.
Okay.
You may stop me from going out the door, but I'm going to go out the window.
Yeah, you knew how to lay flat to go out the basement window.
So what I'm saying, you cause people
to be sneaky,
yes,
to be cunning. You create other
you create
things.
It. You create it.
So could there have been a conversation with our parents, or they was just too strict to not hear us? Do you think that you can
it was
do
not
balance?
a shared culture.
It was not shared. You keep
shared.
going back to that. It wasn't shared.
It wasn't shared culture.
Yeah.
And if you didn't abide by the rules in 2218, then you were grown enough to get your own. But you knew you wasn't grown enough yet.
Right.
So that's why a lot they plan when they're 18 and I graduate, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Well, or some left before time.
Yeah.
Because of
most of our brothers left at early ages because they couldn't take the strictness. I waited. I did. Mom asked me to stay until graduation. So, and when I graduated, I signed up and I went into the Navy. But it was not that I wanted to leave, but it was just, I didn't know how to make decisions. It was like you just followed the rules of everything. So,
and the Navy was good for you because it was the same
regimen. Yeah, it was the same regimen.
Somebody telling you what to do morning, noon, and night.
Right. So as an adult right now, sometimes I still have problems in making decisions. I look for others to confirm me or affirm me. So I take the good and the bad. It was good and bad, but it was really something that I need to look into today that I won't do to another person if it's my beliefs. We could talk about it, see where we could meet down the middle, but to say that you have to do it my way,
no,
we won't do that again.
No, yes. No.
So, what else besides the Christian religion, the family? I think it was Southern. What other things that was a culture to you? And we're gonna speak to this, and then we're gonna wrap it up because I think this is very important. That you, without strict religion, you you got pregnant.
Right.
So we're going to speak to the Christian side. You got pregnant. I don't know, how old were you?
About 18.
18.
About 18.
So in our religion, you need to be married. You shouldn't be, what's the word they use? Fornicating, right?
Fornicating.
So that was strict. So you did you went 100% to the left.
Right.
But what did you find in that about our culture that really, to this day, that really hindered you or bothered you?
Well, it was several years after that I found out that it wasn't a religion thing.
Wow.
It was a Southern culture. It was shame. It was embarrassment to the family. So that was something that they did. You get married. You ain't had to love each other. Just get married because you're pregnant. You can go in one door and he can come in and go out the next, just long as you are married, just to cover the pregnancy.
So shame come with culture.
Yes.
And embarrassment. So you
pride.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you had to go through that, and I was a part of that.
Right.
Because you had to come out to stay with me in California with
right.
the Navy. But if you had anything, we got to wrap it up. If you had anything that you would tell anyone today, especially young ladies or someone about culture, speaking from that point, what would you say today?
Well, for one, culture and premarital sex, I would be prepared for it, because while we wasn't supposed to do that, then I wasn't told about birth control. I wasn't told about. So even if you're going to do it, because you can't stop nature, be prepared.
Wow. Well, there you have it. And we're going to close again with saying,
love God, love family, work hard, and be kind.
Yeah.